This database schema is representative of a bank, which consists of users, their accounts, and their balances. The schema contains a table called users, a table called accounts, and a table called user accounts to link these two together. The users table contains all user information, such as their username and password, as well as their ID, and the accounts table contains their ID, the balance, and the type of the account. There's also a bank table which stores information of all the different types of banks that an account can stem from. There is also a table called transactions, which records every transaction that occurs between each user in terms of the amount of that transaction and which users are involved. There's also a table called attachments, which links and contains information about the transaction. The payment trigger is a key role in this database because it automatically updates the balances of each user after each transaction which is created. It also has a check and a case which compares the amount that is transacted to the amount that the from account ID has to ensure that there is no insufficient balance in this transaction. The account balance history table contains all the history and changes of a user's balance, and a trigger is created so that after each update on the balance on the accounts table, there is a change and a new entry is added into the account balance history. There's also two views called debits and credits, which shows the amount and the number of transactions that a user makes or that a user receives. And this is highlighted by the from account ID and to account ID inner join to ensure that there is a difference between receiving and sending the money. There's also certain indexes such as user ID and account ID on the user's accounts table to ensure speed of access, as well as the type, balance, and bank ID on the accounts table to speed up queries. Now we'll go through some queries. This query uses an inner join to select the top 10 users with the highest account balances across all accounts. It is grouped by the user ID, first name, and their last name to ensure that all balances from all the accounts of the user is totaled up and summed. This query shows the users who have received the highest amount in transactions, either at 10,000 transactions or $100 million in the transaction. This query finds all the transactions made in 2023. This query gets the total amount transferred between users used by the group by function of the from account ID and the to account ID. And this query gets the user's transaction history by ordering it through the date and by selecting the account ID of the user with a certain ID number.